What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I just have to give you a huge round of applause. Okay, this is all you. I want to make an announcement to you before we get into the more hilarious Bud Light calamity here. By the way, if you're enjoying my coverage, please do subscribe down below. Since March 31st, 2023, which is what, a day or two before the Dylan campaign, right? Bud Light's market capitalization, meaning like their value, how many people own their shares, how many of those, what those shares are worth, and how many shares exist, right? So if you have 100,000 shares and they're all worth $10, you can do the math, right? Was their market capitalization on March 31st, 2023 was 132.38 billion billion dollars, 132.38 billion dollars. Do you know what it was yesterday? $121.3 billion. Their market capitalization has now dropped by $11 billion. $11 billion. Don't let anyone ever tell you that conservatives can't or like centrists can't do what these weirdo leftists do with their boycotts. This is perhaps maybe the most expensive get woke go broke of the year, $11 billion, and even more pressure now getting placed on them by politicians. Hey, I want to let everyone know today is a new flavor day. If you've followed my business, I have Coffee Brand Coffee. We're right here in the United States. We're now up to almost, 11 employees, 12 employees. We roast our coffee fresh on demand. This is not some drop ship garbage. And every time we launch a new flavor, we do a 10% site-wide sale. So Blackberry Cream launched today. Promo code DELISH, DELISH, available in whole bean or ground. We also have nearly a dozen other flavors like strawberries and cream or the hazelnut churro. We have 3 absolutely mind-blowingly delicious cold brew bags that come. You just put them in a liter of cold brew. If you're getting anything, I'd pick up the Blackberry Cream and the cold brew sampler pack. Obviously, we have unflavored coffee too. Support local business and non-woke people. So promo code DELISH. I'd love to earn your business today. So if we're looking at the market capitalization data, you see here on March 31st, 132.38 billion. If we go to April 3rd, which is 4 days later, 132, and then still 131.9. So basically for a 1 week span, they were at $132 billion. They have done nothing but go down since then. And as May 15th, which is yesterday, it was at 121. That is $11 billion you took out of their pockets. Leave a like on this video for your fellow boycotters. Seriously, it's so awesome. This on top, now Republican lawmakers are getting involved. Republican lawmakers slam Anheuser-Busch for wading into politics as Bud Light sales shrink 21.4% in the wake of the Dylan partnership. If they want to make policy, get into politics. Republican lawmakers have slammed Anheuser-Busch for wading into politics over their partnership. Republican Ralph Norman hit back at the company over their decision to have Dylan Mulvaney promote their product. Norman told Fox News, if there's ever a case for a corporation to stay away from this type of issue, they made beer the last time I checked. They don't make policy. If they want to make policy, get into politics. If they believe in it strongly, I'm surprised that it's just 12%. Norman continued, there are a lot of past consumers of Bud Light who will never drink another Bud Light in their life, including me. Republican Mark Alford also told the news site, anytime that companies weigh in on issues involving culture and wokeism, it's a big risk. The brewer came under fire for their stunt with, of course, Dylan Mulvaney. We all know through that. I'm not going to go through rereading all that again. Now, Anheuser-Busch's CEO tried to downplay the campaign. He told in an earnings call, we need to clarify the facts that this was one can, one influencer, one post, and not a campaign. Investors were also told that Bud Light will triple its marketing spend this summer in a bid to woo customers back. You're down $11 billion in market cap. $11 billion. I don't really know how much more brutal it can get. It said Anheuser-Busch did not intend to create a controversy or make a political statement. Yes, they did. They just didn't plan on it. They didn't plan on it going viral. Photo of untouched Bud Light on clearance at CVS goes viral. A photo of cases of Bud Light sitting untouched on the shelves of a CVS in Florida has gone viral on social media as furor aimed at the beleaguered beer brand continues. Now we have to bring in Bud Light too, folks. Over the past several weeks, Miller Lite. Bud Light has been the focus of a divisive debate after the company sent Dylan Mulvaney a personalized can. In early April, did we know about sharing the posts and all that stuff? The partnership drew condemnation from a number of social media users who issued calls for a boycott. Amid the criticism and reports of plummeting sales, some Bud Light executives took a leave of absence, including marketing head Alyssa Heinerscheid and Daniel Blake, who oversees marketing for Anheuser-Busch's mainstream brands. Remember when they keep saying it's not a big deal? Here's cans of Budweiser and Bud Light are pictured on a shelf for sale at convenience store. This is... Oh, okay, this is a different year. Okay. Oh, it's Baked Alaska? Oh, God. Okay, well, anyway, in an apparent demonstration of the conservative boycott's effect of Bud Light sales, far-right internet troll Baked Alaska took to Twitter to share an image from a CVS pharmacy in West Palm Beach. The image showed 18 can boxes of Bud Light on a store shelf with a promotional yellow labels indicating the price had been reduced from $22.99 to $19.99. Well, that's only 10%. Capturing the photo, not even joking, Bud Light on clearance at Florida CVS. Not a single can has moved. I mean, this stuff does have an expiration date. So, I mean, it's a type of, it does matter. They do have to unload it in a certain amount of time. And again, if we look at InBev today, down another percent. It just keeps going down. Over 5 days, down 3.73%. The last month, it's down near 7%. So probably cracked the 7% in the last 60 days. Look at that. This has erased all of their gains. All of their gains that they've had in the last 6 months are almost gone. Meanwhile, Fox reports the Bud Light controversy is not going away. Here's why. Bud Light will be trapped in falling sales with fleeing customers unless it makes this one major move. Conventional wisdom holds that controversies blow over. News cycle. The noisy protesters eventually quiet down. That's certainly what Anheuser-Busch is hoping for amid the controversy surrounding its partnership with Dylan Mulvaney. It's too early to have the full view, said their CEO. Yet 5 weeks into the debacle, sales of Bud Light continue to plummet. Its year-over-year sales are down 17% from this time in 2022. All signs indicate that the Bud Light controversy is not going away. Why not? Social science may hold the key. For years, business school researchers have been studying why some consumer boycotts are successful while others fail. The results are telling. It does not bode well for Anheuser-Busch. Perhaps intuitively, one key factor is whether consumers believe they have the power to impact the company's bottom line. If a boycott would be futile, there's no point. Bud Light's customers, however, are witnessing their success in real time. While most companies report sales figures on a quarterly or annual basis, often on a significant delay, Bud Light sales are released each week. There's not much Anheuser-Busch can do about it. The figures are reported by a trade publication based on surveys sent to liquor stores, convenience stores, and supermarkets. Anheuser-Busch cannot force the media storm to die down by starving it of data. Then there's the cost of the boycott to would-be consumers. Researchers tell us that two key determinants of a boycott success are consumers, preference of the boycott product, and their access to substitutes. When it's easy to switch to a competitor's product, boycotts are really easy to sustain. Real-life examples bear this out. One of the most cited examples was the successful boycott of Shell. When consumers boycotted Shell gasoline over the company's plans to sink an oil platform in the Atlantic Ocean, a critical factor was the boycott was virtually costless to consumers. Gas is gas. The cost of filling up at a different station was quite low. When switching is hard, by contrast, boycotts tend to fail. Take Disney's decision to wade into political stuff. This is a very good article, by the way. Or take calls to boycott the NFL after San Francisco 49ers Colin Kaepernick kneeled during the anthem. Scores of offended fans flocked to Twitter to vow they never watch football again, but they did. This year's Super Bowl is the most watched of all time. Bud Light is different. As beer goes, it's not particularly unique. Pour a Bud Light into an unmarked solo cup, and most people can't distinguish it from Coors or Miller or PBR. PBR has a pretty distinct taste. Someone who never has drank crap beer probably would say that, but no. You can definitely tell the difference between PBR, Miller Lite, and Coors Light. Nor do consumers have strong preferences based on taste alone. So, this is the thing. Now that the tide has turned, a poll conducted earlier this week shows that 68% of Americans think that companies that speak out on social issues do it as a marketing ploy. And a study out earlier this month shows Americans are much more likely to distrust institutions they view as politicized. Anheuser-Busch is no exception. To correct course, Anheuser-Busch must publicly commit to staying out of political issues moving forward. Anheuser-Busch may have had to learn this lesson the hard way, but for other companies, the lesson should be much easier to swallow. Well, this is what I talked about, though. This is when your product is like so easily replaced. I mean, you go to, I don't know, I live in Wisconsin. I go to the grocery store and there's 1,000 choices of beers. Like, I'm not kidding you. There's this new grocery store by me called Festival. They have a liquor section that was as big as my entire old grocery store was. There's innumerable options for people to switch, and I'm glad that they are. $11 billion and counting. Congratulations to everybody. Use some of that money you saved on not buying Bud Light by trying out my coffee company, coffeebrandcoffee.com, link in the description below. Pick up the Blackberry Cream or our cold brew sampler pack or some of our non-flavored coffees, all roasted fresh on demand. Promo code DELISH, DELISH, 10% off today. We even have double caffeinated and decaf. I'd really love to earn your business. So if you get a chance, check us out, check out the reviews, and we'll talk to you again real soon.